So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea behind this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs, and what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice? Because this MCQ practice is absolutely critical for your prelims examination. It's absolutely critical. Okay. And current affairs form the most important portion of prelims examination. Around 40 to 50% of your MCQs are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, through this lecture series, we'll be covering 4 to 5 MCQs every day. And these 4 to 5 MCQs covered daily would add up to more than 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone. Ask any successful aspirant or successful candidate, and they'll tell you that more than 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone is more than sufficient for your prelims examination. Your chances for securing this exam would really brighten up. Okay, so make this lecture series a daily habit of yours, make it a part of your daily routine. And on that note, we'll begin today's session starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding olive Ridley turtles. These are the smallest and most abundant sea turtles which are found in warm tropical waters. Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu is the largest olive Ridley rookery in the world. Their IUCN status is endangered and are mentioned in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. Alright. Look, olive Ridley turtles are very famous sea turtles. They generally, during the winter months, they generally come to the eastern coast of India. Okay. Now, these are the smallest and most abundant sea turtles. That is true. And they are mostly found in warm tropical waters. Their name, olive Ridley, comes from the color of their shell. Turtles have shells, right? Tortoises and turtles have shells. The color of their shell is olive green. That is why they are called olive Ridley turtles. So first statement is correct. Now, they mostly arrive at eastern coast of India. So the eastern coast includes Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. Okay, so olive Ridley turtles generally during their breeding season, male and female turtles arrive at this area. They breed, and then female en masse lay eggs on the beaches. Okay, en masse, that means like thousands of female turtles lay eggs. Okay, now there is a wildlife marine sanctuary in Odisha called Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary. Okay, it's not in Tamil Nadu, it's in Odisha. And it is the largest olive Ridley rookery in the world. That means olive Ridley settlement. Okay, so Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary is a marine sanctuary where olive Ridley turtles, males and females, come and they breed and they lay eggs. So it is the largest rookery, the breeding site basically, or the settlement is known as rookery. So Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary is in Odisha. Okay, not in Tamil Nadu. But yes, Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary is the largest olive Ridley rookery in the world. So this statement is false. Now, the IUCN status of olive Ridley turtles is vulnerable, not endangered. Okay, so this statement becomes false. But yes, they are mentioned in Schedule 1st of Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which means they receive the highest protection. All the species mentioned in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act receive highest protection from Government of India. Okay, so only one is correct. Question 2. Consider the following statement regarding Kuka movement of Punjab. This movement was carried out by a particular sect of Sikhism called Namdharis, whose founder was Baba Ram Singh. January 17th is celebrated as Kuka Martyrs Day, since on this day 66 Namdharis were executed by the Mughals. Features of Swadeshi and non-cooperation movement were found in Kuka Rebellion. Okay. Now, you all are familiar with the revolt of 1857. It was a massive revolt, massive armed rebellion by Indians against the British, right? And eventually, it shook the British Empire to its knees, right? But they won in the end. Now, after that, it is said that India was quiet as far as rebellions are concerned, right? But that is a misconception. There were significant armed rebellions even after 1857, but those rebellions were localized. Okay, so the British were able to suppress them, but there were armed rebellions. One such rebellion in the state of Punjab was the Kuka Rebellion, Kuka movement. Now, this movement was led by a particular sect of Sikhism called Namdharis. Okay. Now, Namdhari sect was established in 1857 by Baba Ram Singh. Okay, and the reason why these Namdharis were called Kuka, because they recited Gurbani, or the holy book of Sikhism, while increasing their volume and pitch. Okay, so it felt like they were shouting the verses of Gurbani. Clear? Now, in the local language, this is known as, that shouting is known as Kuka. That's why they were known as Kukas. Okay, so Baba Ram Singh founded Namdhari sect in 1857, and after that, he started teaching opposition towards the British. He was fighting against various social evils also, which he considered social evils like drinking and eating meat. But he also called for boycott of British goods, opposing British, and sometimes led to violent uprisings. Now, this movement was crushed in 1872 when 66 Namdharis who were caught were executed by the British. In fact, their leader Baba Ram Singh was also arrested and sent to Rangoon, Burma. Clear? So this movement was carried out by a particular sect of Sikhism called Namdharis, whose founder was Baba Ram Singh. Yes. January 17th is celebrated as Kuka Martyrs Day because it is on this day in 1872, 66 Namdharis were executed. They were placed in front of cannons and then blown to pieces. Okay, that is why this day is celebrated as Kuka Martyrs Day. Since on this day, 66 Namdharis were executed not by Mughals, by the British. Now, Baba Ram Singh was ahead of his time. In fact, Swadeshi movement was boycott of British goods. It happened in 1905. Non-cooperation movement was post-1920 phenomena. But the features of both these movements were found in Kuka movement by Baba Ram Singh. He called for boycott of British goods. He called for boycott of government services, government education. So this statement is correct. 1 and 3 only. A. Question 3. Which of the following is the reason for choice of Sriharikota as India's spaceport? Its proximity to the equator. The site is on the eastern coast of India, which facilitates rocket launch in westerly direction. The site allows the rocket's flight path entirely over the sea. Okay, entirely over the sea. Okay, now listen, Sri Harikota is our country's only space port. Now, Sri Harikota is an island off the coast of Andhra Pradesh. It is a very sparsely populated island, not inhabited that much. Now, this spaceport is named as Satish Dhawan Space Center, from where satellites and rockets are launched. Okay, the place where Satish Dhawan Space Center is there is known as Sri Harikota. Clear? Now, it was called Satish Dhawan Space Center to honor the former chairman of ISRO, Satish Dhawan, and the name was changed to SDSC in 2002. Okay. Now, the reason why this was Sri Harikota was chosen as the site for spaceport was because it was closer to the equator. Closer to the equator, Earth rotates at faster speeds as compared to the poles. That is why when a rocket is launched, it is easier for the rocket to take flight. Okay, and it can also carry much payload. That is why most of the launch sites in the world, including that of European Union and NASA, are closer to the equator. So yes. Now the site is on the eastern coast of India, which facilitates rocket launch in the westerly, no easterly direction. Always remember, Earth rotates from west to east, and all the rockets launched in the world are launched in the eastern direction. They lift up vertically upwards and then they move eastwards because they want to move opposite to the direction of Earth's rotation. It provides a good lift. So this is also correct. The site allows the rockets, this is false because it's not westerly, it's easterly. The site allows the rocket's flight path entirely over sea. And the reason for choosing east coast is that when this rocket flies, it flies over Bay of Bengal and mostly over the ocean. So it is safe because the rocket while flying drops a lot of its payload, or not payload, but stages of rocket fuel. Stages of rocket. Okay, stage 1 of PSLV, stage 2. So that those droppings fall over the sea, not falling over land where people can live. Okay, so this is a good choice. So this is correct. 1 and 3. In fact, the task of locating India's Sriharikota or India's spaceport was given to Vikram Sarabhai, and he found Sriharikota in 1971. Okay, so 1 and 3 only. C. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding QS World Future Skills Index. This index uses specific indicators to evaluate how well countries are equipped to meet the evolving demands of international job market. India was ranked 25 out of 81 countries in the 2025 QS World Future Skills Index. Among the 81 countries, India is categorized as Future Skills Pioneer. Okay. So QS World Future Skill Index basically ranks countries on their ability of providing skills to their youth to be able to get absorbed in the future job market, because future job market would require skills like AI and others, right? So how well a country is prepared to get its youth absorbed in this new job market. Okay. Now India secured a rank of 25 out of 81 countries, but India was not categorized into this category of future skills pioneer. Those countries which secured top 10 rank were categorized as future skills pioneer. Okay, so first and second statement are correct. This is false. Again, the answer is A. And last, consider the following statements regarding sunspot activity. Sunspots are cooler regions on the sun's outer layer called photosphere caused by concentration of magnetic field lines. Higher sunspot activity is associated with low intensity or less frequent solar winds. Sunspot activity is cyclical in its occurrence, with the duration of solar cycle being 11 years. Okay. So look, the outermost layer of sun is corona, but just beneath corona is photosphere, a layer of sun that is visible to us. Okay. On this layer, we find several dark spots when we observe sun. Okay. Those dark spots are called sunspots. They appear dark because they are relatively cooler regions on the solar surface. Okay. Now, these cooler regions are developed because of magnetic fields. So this part is correct. Now, it is said when the solar surface has higher sunspot activity, that means there are more sunspots, sun spits out more solar wind, which is composed of highly energetic, high-speed charged particles. Okay, so higher sunspot activity is associated with low intensity, no, high intensity, highly frequent solar winds. Okay, now sunspot activity is cyclical. There is solar minima, that means minimal sunspot activity. Then there is maxima, that means very high sunspot activity. And there is then minima again. This entire period occurs every 11 years. And this is known as solar cycle. Clear? So this is correct, 1 and 3, C. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. Please do not forget to revise this lecture. Okay? Detailed written solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above is in our there in our notes. Make sure you download these notes from our Telegram channel. And where can you find our Telegram channel? Just below this video in the comment section, you can find our Telegram channel, from where you can download these notes and spend another 5 to 10 minutes revising these MCQs. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.